panel on No Wedding, No Womb was part of the National Black Her Story Conference held recently in Atlanta. The gathering is held once a year to celebrate the legacies and lives of women of African descent and allies worldwide. We invited Crystalline Karazin, founder of nonprofit organization No Wedding, No Womb, to Studio AIB to talk about girls' entitlement to commitment and support.
What the organization seeks to do is to call attention to the now 73% out-of-wedlock birth rate in the African American community. Just really feeling like, as someone who was a single mother, and understanding the impact that that does have on children, I've been befuddled at how we have just excused and dismissed this very negative statistic, which happens to be the highest in, negative statistic attributed to black people, yet we don't see it discussed. I said, you know what, here's what we need to do. We need to just have a bunch of people come together at the same time and say the same thing. I launched the blogathon, which was, we got together 100 bloggers on the same day to talk about the problem. And it was conservative and liberal, Republican and Democrat, Christian, Muslim, atheist, agnostic. We all came together to say the same thing, that there's a problem and we need to address it.
A common question Crystalline gets is, why a wedding?
But really, wedding in this sense is about commitment. No commitment, no womb. That means womb is the place where the child grows and is nurtured. And so really trying to empower young girls and saying, if someone is telling you that they want you to have their child, or you're saying you want to have somebody's child, and that person isn't willing to commit to you, then not only are they not worthy of you as a wife and as a life partner, they're not worthy to be a father of your child.
Crystalline was once a single mother and has first-hand experience of how hard single motherhood can be.
You understand what women go through when they have to do everything. When you have to be the breadwinner, the both mother and father, you have to work 10 hours a day and then pick up the child and then do the homework and go to all the meetings and just doing everything. It's like, why are we teaching our girls that this is what they should expect?
The rate of out-of-wedlock births in the African American community, 72% of all African American births, has far outpaced the rate among other races. And African American women continue to bear that burden.
There's not a lot of support, and single mothers are more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol because of that stress. So there's a lot of complexity that deals with it. It's not the ideal situation because we're not meant to do everything. We are entitled, just like any other race of women, we are entitled to support. We are entitled to marriage if we so see it, and then a partner who's committed to their child. That's just the bottom line, and that's what we really need to communicate to girls, is that you are entitled to this. You are worthy of this.
Her solution? A call to action.
You have to be able to know that you have the option, that there is more, and there's so many young girls who just, it doesn't even occur to them that there is more to life for them. And so we need to get together as successful African-American women, successful African-American men, and saying, you are more than this.
Despite holding the best interest of young girls at heart, not everyone supports all of her message.
It has gotten a bit of a backlash because people have been hung up so much on the wedding part of No Wedding, No Womb. And the number one thing that I get is, well, marriage isn't for everybody. And so my answer is, well, if 70% of us aren't married, then who's it for? Is it only for 30%? So only 30% of black women are worthy of marriage? I mean, we really need to look at that. We really need to take examination of that. Marriage is my ideal, but you know what? There are 24 forms of birth control. Choose one. Just one.
To see the interview in its entirety, visit AIBTV.com.